Hello, and welcome back to our shared lie. We're still trucking along, where we're still on this desert background. I'm curious if we're gonna see any other characters, but I'm also just happy to be here with this Ryan, right? Yeah. The lion smiles at me. I take it as as a signal to stop talking. We keep walking in silence. Somehow, much of the anxiety I've been feeling left my body after the conversation with Feline. I doubt if I should thank him, but these moments of silence without feeling suffocated are very precious to me. Being able to remember, even if it is something as trivial as places' names, it gives me hope to regain what I've lost. Now, give me one moment. I shall turn down the volume just a little bit. There we go. It's a couple of minutes before we spot something that seems out of place. Something gray and beige, spreading all over the ground and disturbing the grass. My first reaction is to walk away. My fur ruffles at the feeling of danger. However, as we get closer, we see that it is indeed a road made of stone pavers in the middle of the yellowish grass. Huh, your gut tells you to run away again. Okay. This is weird. Although I was grateful to find something that could guide us in this huge meadow, my anxiety tells me that something bad could happen if we follow the road. The lion raises his paw like a small child to address his father. Let's get on the road! That's kind of the opposite of what I'd like to do. Don't make that face. I'm sure we'll find one of our cliff partners if we go on the road. I'm going to ignore that he said the phrase "cliff partners" like it was a good thing. Please. This is kinda. What do I have to lose? Okay, but you go first. Deal. As soon as I give my approval, the lion begins to trot down the road with an incomparable enthusiasm. I discreetly follow him, still reluctant to the idea. 827, hurry up! Maybe as we follow the road, we will find something that makes us regret it. I'm coming. Slow down. Oh. Man, that was a transition, wasn't it? I really hope I'm wrong. Well, follow the road is easy. Walking is easy. You put one foot in front of the other and repeat until you have reached your destination. But what happens when you don't know what your destination is? How do you know when to stop or change directions? How do I know to keep moving and ignore what starts to materialize on the side of my vision? How much importance should I give to the corroded planks of wood that appear in the distance? How much importance should I give to the occasional broken marble tiles? Yeah, marble tiles by the side of the road. Should I be worried about the uneven dirt paths through the gravel that seem to lead to the horizon? 933 moves with such confidence that it makes me think that he already knows the direction of our walk. Enviable information that I wish I had in my custody. Eventually, I couldn't help but observe in detail what I think are the ruins of some rudimentary constructions. My curiosity gets the best of me, so I stop and appreciate the remnants of a story I will never know, and neither me nor anyone else. That still looks really loud on the levels. That's fine. What could have happened to this place? Many things. Answered my not at all lazy imagination. Okay. What am I even doing? Don't get left behind. I think to myself before snapping up and heading back toward behind the lion. Should I search for meaning or just forget it? I could just let that feeling fade fade over over time, the same way the stone's constructions were eroded by the wind. As we walk a little further down the road, a what road a structure begins to materialize in the distance. This time, it isn't ruins or anything unfortunate. It is something huge that we can see from afar. A giant in the middle of a giant in the middle of a field of ants, a windmill that opposes the night. We keep going. The road comes to an intersection of two roads leading in opposite directions, but the lion insists on following the road with the construction in the distance. I do not object to his request. I have no reason or intention to do so. So we keep going. My paws feel cold. The constant feeling that something bad is going to happen refuses to leave me. We keep going. Finally, the structure that AL-933 and I had sighted could now be seen clearly. I don't know how to react. We stop to appreciate the view. From where we were standing, it seems to be the ruins of a gigantic palace. A palace that, despite its dilapidated exterior, is still a dazzling and imposing palace in the middle of this meadow of yellow grass. My eyes can't look away, but towards that massive construction.
Impressive, right? Look at that. Doesn't it remind you of anything?
You're asking someone who has lost his memory? I realize he must be talking about what happened a few moments ago. No. At least for now.
Oh, right. In my defense, I've lost my memory too.
Well, that's...
A race to see who comes first.
The lion begins to run towards the structure in glee, without waiting for a response from me. Hey, wait for me! By the time I realize my legs are moving, I'm already running after him. Oh, okay. The cobblestone road becomes smoother, more carved, and well cared for. Yes, these statues are weird. Okay, the pads on my feet can attest to that. Oh, okay, I was looking at some of the feet look a little, distracted me a moment. I'm like, what is, that one's long, but okay. And green is once again a color used by the vegetation, a change that my eyes. God, I'm not awake today. Nope, sirree. And tired as they are of the constant and bitter yellow of the prairie, appreciated. Hedges and bushes surround the place in such a way that they act as a fence, or raised with the intention of preventing prying eyes from reaching here. Well-preserved statues of strangers, or so they are to me, are scattered throughout the area. The statues do not follow any pattern in their composition. There are pieces of people of different species and in different positions. At first glance, I can discern that there are two statues that seem to have the characteristics of a canine. That is to say, they were made using some wolf as inspiration. Someone like me. One thing that stands out quite a bit is the fact that each statue is carrying a weapon, a real weapon from what I can see. I also find it interesting that none of the weapons are the same. There is a different weapon for each statue, as well as different poses, some quite flamboyant. But if you look hard enough, you'll find the biggest unknown surrounding these pieces. All the statues lack eyes, and instead have inscriptions where the top half of their faces should be. Oh, okay. I thought those were just holes. Here, a display of denial towards the vanity of the history of this place. That's another question for which I have no answer. It might be silly, but for a moment, looking at these statues, I wonder if I could maybe be the last canine in the world. Seriously, I should stop having these dark thoughts. You better keep walking. As I get closer to the structure, I realize my mistake. It isn't the ruins of a place, not a common one at least, but something with a purpose, more focused on training. The idea that it is indeed a coliseum crosses my mind, but the shape doesn't seem to match what my mind associates with one. The building has a semicircular oval shape, but the entrance is rectangular, somewhat contradictory if it were a coliseum. Not to mention the continuous portico? Portico? Supported by dozens of pillars gracefully wrapped in laurel with inscriptions in the grooves that I can't read at the distance. The kind of decoration one would only expect to see in a palace. The place also has large metal plates on the roof where purpose seems to be to protect. Yeah, its purpose seems to be to protect the structure from the rain. Smaller hedges continue the imaginary line that some of the sculptures are following as I approach the site. I can't tell for sure if the interior is roofless, but that seems to be the case from the outside. The cobblestone road leads into the structure. I walk through the gigantic arched opening. The doors open wide as if inviting us in. So I guess when we start revisiting places, it'll show us the names of things. That kind of just dawned on me. The floor is now made of a darker, more polished type of stone. The room is decorated with a series of arches, a brilliant ceramic, and hundreds of marble sculptures of a vast variety of size and designs. None of the sculptures seem to invoke a memory in me, and to me, they are just another decoration. I can't see the dust and dirt I can see the dust and dirt particles in the air. Natural light is the only thing that allows me to see in the place. Although, on second thought, it would be rare for this place to have lighting of any kind in the condition it's in. Walking further inside, I allow myself to carefully admire several of the details of the walls and the columns that keep this place standing. For some reason, I feel like I'm in the presence of fine craftsmanship, even though I don't know anything about architecture. Do I? I shake my head as soon as the thought crosses my mind. Stop thinking about it. Overthinking won't help anything. I keep walking, desperate for something that could distract my mind. For my fortune, it doesn't take me long to find something in which I could unload my doubts. At the end of the room, there is a long tunnel obstructed by metal bars that block the passage. Inside the tunnel in the distance, I can make out a dim light at what seems to be the end of the tunnel. Try to go this way? Why, sure. I can't go that way. Well, you can't. Well, why would you give me the option? Although it's not that I want to, but maybe there is something inside that can be useful. What do you think, big guy? I ask the air, waiting for someone's opinion, but the opinion never comes. Wait a second. Something is missing here, or rather, someone is missing. 933? My mind decides to work and remind me of the existence of the lion. I look in all directions, but there's no one. He got in before me, right? Yes, I'm sure of that. You can come on out. Dawn Comedy? You're not going to scare me. 933? This is not funny. Big guy. Within seconds of realizing that I am now all alone, an icy, paralyzing sensation runs down my spine. Like my own skin is pressing down and suffocating my own body. I squirm. Ooh. I feel my snout start to burn because of my sporadic movements. No, he must be in this place. Surely he went ahead and went looking for another entrance. Yes, that must be it. Then I just have to follow him. It'll be easy. I'll be fine. I take a breath, making sure my body is calm enough for my paws to stop shaking. What does this say? God damn it. I steels myself and start moving my legs in a dull but steady pace that allows me to keep my balance in my state. I walk around focused on finding the line. The details and the structure that I previously appreciated become blurred. The meaning and importance of things are lost in my brain, and now being shadowed as shadows that only pass through my eyes. Since the structure has an oval shape, the whole way seems to be curved as if reality has been modified. There are flights of stairs that seem to lead to an upper floor, but something tells me he wouldn't be there. My brain, despite having lost all of the information that, that makes me my being, is still looking to appeal to logic. My mind may not know who I am, but it is still doing its job to make sure I don't die. And instinct makes me want to get out of there as fast as possible. A thought. A single thought that seems to be the most irrational thing in the world appears in my mind. What if the lion doesn't exist? My paws tremble. Why? Why would I have come to question if he really, is he real or not, and not a creation of my mind? That's impossible. Perhaps he was my mind's way of dealing with shock, and now that I can stand and think, he is no longer needed. It sounds logical if you think about that. Why would anyone wait for someone to wake me up from a comatose state? That would just take time out of the day that could otherwise ensure your survival. Unless, of course, he didn't need to survive. He was always calm, and he gave me a good idea of what to do.
For now, we should learn as much as we can about this place. For example, what is the name of this place, and are there any people here? Is there a way to escape? What about food and living arrangements? Not to mention things vital to survival, so the number one priority will be finding the others and then trying to find water or food.
He's not real, is he? When he touched me on the shoulder, it felt real. No. I still don't know this word. I still don't. Is it leucine? Don't think about that. Stop. I said stop. This is just my brain trying its best to make the idea of leaving him appealing. But the other part of me, the emotional part, it is stronger, and I couldn't live with the guilt if I walked out of there just like that, knowing that I abandoned someone who didn't abandon me in this crazy situation. Is he real? Me too. Oh, okay. I'm scared. Am I weak from being afraid? Have I always thought that being afraid is wrong? Who am I? I hate feeling this way. Why am I in this situation? Tears begin to form in my eyes. I quickly wipe them away with my sleeves. Even though no one is looking, I felt like it was wrong to cry. I feel like I don't have that right. Being alone doesn't do me any good. Just keep going. I no longer know if it is my mind showing me what I want to see or if it is reality. But my eyes catch sight of a tuft of brown hair slipping into the distance before it disappears from view. Is it a tail? A long, thin tail with a bush of brush-like hairs at the end? That is a lion tail. I quicken my pace, trusting that my senses are not playing tricks on me. When I get to where I supposedly saw the tail of AL3, AL933. I keep wanting to say AL4. I keep having to stop myself from doing that. Disappear. There is a long tunnel. A tunnel similar to the one I saw when entering this place, but without the metal bars that prevent the passage. Would it be correct to call it a corridor? It's a transitional medium between 2 points, after all. A place you shouldn't stay in for too long. A dim white light at the end of the corridor is all I can make out. My mind returns to the question from before. Why would anyone wait for me to wake up from a comatose state? Why a cliff where nothing can be seen below? Why a yellowish plain? Why is no one else here? Why does it look like I'm... Lucian wouldn't do that to me. She wouldn't. But can I guarantee that? After all, I don't remember who I was or what I did before I woke up here. What nonsense. My mind is just filling in the blanks with what little knowledge I have. If I follow the tunnel, I will get to the center of this place. That's it. And there he will be. Big guy. I call hoping to hear something other than my heartbeat and my own breathing. But there's no answer. I go into the tunnel. Regret washes over me immediately. Walking towards the light in a dark tunnel doesn't sound like something that could end well. My eyes adjust to the darkness. The dim source of the light, now the only thing I can make out. My reality has been flipped. The dim white light on the final stretch is gone. Huh? Okay. Instead, the arched opening is engulfed in darkness. A latent darkness that presses on my muscles, preventing them from responding to my commands. It is freezing, ice and crippling. My arms refuse to separate from my torso. My cheeks feel tight, and the corners of my mouth atrophy? Atrophy? The ground is covered in sand. My toes feel the sand as something normal and familiar that that helped me keep walking. My cheeks burn. My saliva is now starting to taste sweet. And how long has it been since I ate or drank last? The light begins to play tricks. Figures appear at the walls and floor. Some glow, others are made of shadows, some are both. I can tell how the lights move whenever I pull my attention. I play with it. It is at my will. It's not fast enough to follow my commands. No, it's not that. My eyes are unable to see the movement. But it's there. It does what I want. I won. I've won. My cheeks stop burning. Finally, I make it to the part of the tunnel that is bathed in light, an opening just like the one I entered through. I can't see anything on the other side apart from the color white. I am left in the dark for a few moments, wondering if this was a good idea. Do I even remember where I am? If I'm dead, I should get far away from this place, excuse me, as possible, instead of going into the light. If I'm still alive, but the lion isn't real, then my mind wants me to see whatever it is behind this tunnel. Right? Sure? Let's get this over with. I keep walking, even knowing that I might regret what I find. I go forward. It takes my eyes a few moments to get used to the brightness of the star. The colors of the infinite sky return to me, just like the first time they were seen by my eyes. There's no ceiling, no ceiling to block out the light. The ground is now made of a whiter sand, which gives it a warmth and a cozy feeling to my feet. My skin now feels warm. My eyes detail the large rectangular space that is reminiscent of a playing field. The place is surrounded by bleachers, making it look like you are in an amphitheater. Tall metal fences separate these bleachers from the sand-covered ground in an oval shape. On the floor, there are targets of huge wooden boxes, scattered like it is part of an obstacle course. And in the middle of it all...
Hey there!
Okay. I'm gonna end the part here. Hopefully the next part isn't like 5 minutes, because I have no idea how much is left, but I will end it here. I will see you guys around.